means hello in Vietnamese. Welcome to another episode of Happy Noodle TV. How are we all doing today? Earlier you heard me say Vietnamese. That's because we're going to be reviewing Ricey Pho. Unfortunately, I couldn't find much information on the Ricey brand. However, I can tell you a little bit about pho, which is the popular Vietnamese dish consisting of soup rice noodles. Now, you may have heard me pronounce it as pho. Some people pronounce it as pho, but unfortunately that is incorrect. I'm not even quite sure if the way I'm pronouncing it is correct, but I know that it's probably closer to how I'm going to say it in this video today. So pho can be found throughout Vietnam and is frequently sold via street vendors. Now it is a popular dish worldwide, and I have to say, now living in London, I see it nearly on every street corner. Traditionally, pho consists of rice noodles, and these are thin and flat, and I would liken them to tagliatelle. Usually the flavour is beef or chicken flavour, but I think that some restaurants in London have diversified to include other flavours. What's particularly special about pho is the broth. Now, the broth is cooked for hours and hours on end, and it frequently consists of meat bones, meat cuts, onions, garlic, spices such as cinnamon, star anise, cardamom, cloves, herbs such as coriander and Thai basil, and it also is likely to come with bird's eye chilies, bean sprouts, and lemon or lime. That's a basic overview of what kind of ingredients you might find in pho. As you can tell, pho is all about a really nice flavoursome soup with fresh, lovely ingredients. And I think, like, when I've eaten pho before, it's always just felt very fresh but very warming at the same time. So perfect for the winter season, I guess, but also good in the summer as well, because you kind of have that salady kind of feeling. It's also common to find sauces that you can add to your pho, such as hoisin, fish sauce and sriracha. I've never tried these noodles, so this is definitely a first for me. I'm pretty excited about it, as pho is one of my favourite dishes, being a Londoner of course. And so let's go and cook this. As we can see from unboxing our noodles, I think the packaging is actually quite nice, as it comes in a little cute tray. You get some dry white rice noodles, a packet of soup seasoning, a curious packet of oil, and then a third packet on the left contains dried vegetables. According to the ingredients, they are dried spring onion, and that is what it looks like, and dried cilantro. In order to cook this noodle, boil it in about 300 to 500 millilitres of hot water for 3 minutes. Be careful not to overcook it, otherwise the noodles will become extremely soft. They cook very quickly. On this dish we have some fresh coriander and a wedge of fresh lemon. Here we have some fresh uncooked bean sprouts with some chopped up bird's eye chili. If you do decide to add chili, try to hold the stalk when you're cutting it, so that you don't have any of the chili burn on your hands afterwards, and try your best not to rub your eyes after cutting the chili. So we're back from cooking, and it's time to eat these pho noodles. So the smell is quite interesting. I don't think it really smells like real pho. It's a little bit artificial and sort of that stale spices smell, but I guess that can't really be helped, as I imagine this packet of pho can be kept for a long time, so it may have been on the shelf for a while. It does taste very beefy, which is a great thing. I can definitely smell those herbs, so I think we should really just dig in and see how it tastes. I'm just going to try it on its own first. Because I've actually been sort of videoing this for so long earlier, just getting all the close-up shots of the food to show you, I have found that the noodles have got a lot bigger than they were earlier, like real pho, so that's very sort of realistic. The noodles have just absorbed the soup, so there's less soup and the noodles have got suddenly bigger, which is very interesting. to say, it tastes better than it smells. I think the noodles are very convincing, like very convincing. I mean, out in sort of Malaysia, we have a sort of, I wouldn't say it tastes similar, but the texture is similar. So it's like soup hor fun, and it might come with wonton, like prawn dumplings or whatever, in like a clear prawny soup, and I don't think it's cooked for as long, so it's got that, it's not as brothy, it's more like a clear soup. But I think the reason why I like this so much is just because it kind of reminds me of that. So it's kind of a natural sort of step towards another kind of rice noodle that I obviously love. I think the beef flavour is really convincing. We appear to have what I think are fake little pieces of beef. Let's try that. The beef doesn't taste convincing at all, and it's kind of tasteless. So let's try it with a little bit of bean sprouts, and I'm gonna sort of add all my chilli now to make it sort of spicy, and it's bird's eye chilli. So if you don't like your noodles if you don't like your food too spicy, then maybe just go for a milder variety of chilli, as bird's eye can be quite hot. Yeah, the bird's eye chilli is definitely hot, especially if you bite into it. The bean sprouts are really nice, really crunchy, and it really provides a contrast in texture to the soft noodles, which is great. I think I'm going to try some of I know some people call it cilantro. I call it coriander, and I think a lot of British people call it coriander, but in other recipes, if you do want to make your own pho and you see cilantro, it probably basically means coriander. So just buy that when you go to the supermarket. I think I'll also add the lemon now. So you just kind of squeeze it in, like so. And yeah, I mean, I quite like it a bit sour, so I just added the whole thing. But if you don't like it so sour, don't feel like you have to put so much in. I think adding all these extra ingredients does make a really big difference to this pho. I mean, the sort of sweet, beefy taste does get slightly less intense when you do add all these ingredients. But the lemon just gives it a real kick, and the chilli, of course, and the coriander goes really well. Just gives a punch to the dish, which I really love coriander. I mean, I eat a lot of it in stir fries, and cook it in, I chop it up and put it into dumplings. So it's such a versatile ingredient, especially for like Asian cooking. This is a really good instant pho, actually. I wouldn't say it's obviously nowhere near as good as like real pho, but it's not bad, especially if you add all the fresh ingredients. I think it kind of does really come together in the end. I was a bit skeptical at first when I was smelling it, but now I'm really converted, and I think I might eat more of these. And I know, like, you know, instant food, you kind of don't really want to do much preparation, but to be honest, I don't think like adding like a lemon, some chili, or even just the bean sprouts and coriander, it's not really that much work. You just get the ingredients, maybe give it a quick rinse, and there you go. There's a whole meal nearly. So yeah, I really rate this. I'd probably give it about a 4 out of 5. So yeah, really tasty. I hope you enjoyed that review, and you've learned a little bit today about Vietnamese cuisine, pho in particular. As always, I'm going to be doing another giveaway. We're going to be giving away Ricey Pho beef flavour, and if you would like to win this, please subscribe and comment in the section below. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again in 2 weeks' time for another Happy Noodle TV review. Bye! Comment on this video or email us for a chance to win free noodles. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and discover our Instagram. Stay tuned.